Hi guys, I thought I'd do my podcast today. It's actually during the day for a change, as I usually do my podcast at night. But today I thought I'd do it during the day. So let's get on with what work in progress is. I've got quite a few. One of which is this blanket, which is a shell blanket that I had to redo because my tension was too tight. Just take that out so it's not bending. I was doing the tension too tight, so I had to restart it completely. The wool is awesome and soft. I think it's Patron's wool, and it's 4-ply. I'm really enjoying it. And then just so that it's not just so to pop a colour, I've put like this rainbow one in that I really like. So that's work in progress number one. I think it might be a gift for somebody if I can finish it for Christmas. But with the amount of ongoing projects I've got, I'm constantly at it with one project or another. So yeah, like I said, I did have it like here, then I had to completely pull it down and then I had to start all over again, so which was a bit sucky, but it's one of those things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that one's like when it's done. I used the pattern from a YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called. If I can find the video, I'll pop it up in the information card. But it's an easy tutorial because it is literally just a shell tutorial. So, and it's a really nice, thick but not too thick pattern. But like I say, I did it. My crocheting was a bit on the tight side, so I had to start all over again. I have 2 scarves on the go. I do have another blanket on the go. It's one I mentioned in the last podcast, and I haven't done anything to it since, which is the black one. So I haven't got that out because it's still at the same point it was last time. But I needed that out, the blue one out anyway, for because I'm entering it into something on Ravelry. So, which I'll get to that later. Okay, this is a scarf, the beginnings of a scarf. Now, if my friends are watching this video, the Picardy girls, either fast forward a bit or turn your volume off for a few minutes because these are birthday presents. This is the start of a scarf. It's a granny square type pattern but in vertical format, and the wool is the Signet Boho Spirit folk. It's all like blues, golds and reds, but I had a couple of false starts, so I have to get another skein of wool because otherwise it's going to be a bit short. So this is for my best friend for her birthday in August, so that she's got it ready for autumn. So there's that one, and then I have one already completed which is for another friend, which is Boho Spirit again, but this one's Festival, and it's quite a pretty yarn, and I like how it's striped. It's nice and thick, so, and I think she's gonna like it because she's a bit more wilder than me and my bestie. So that one's for her, and then the other girl in our Picardy group, as we'll call ourselves, she loves pink. So this is the one I'm doing for her, which is the one I'm on at the moment, because it's weird because this girl's birthday is it's in September, but I did hers first for some reason. This is our other friend, her birthday's I think in June, so this is hers. So I think I've got about I'm about a third of the way through, so that'll be quite good, and it's quite soft wool. So that's that one. Like I said, this one is the one, her birthday is a couple of days before mine, so I'm doing that currently. Sorry, I was just checking something. Then this I haven't stitched together yet, or sewn my ends in. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Which is the thing for the bottom of my bed, which I actually really do like. But like I say, I need to stitch it together. And my best friend, I'm going to do her and her husband one for Christmas, with her name and her husband's name on. And it's the same type of wool as this, but it's like a bluey purple. So it is actually the same make and everything, it's just a different shade. It's I think it's the blue marble. Then I'm going to do that in. Then we have some bits that I've got to sort of fatten up my stash. I have been finding a lot of stuff in charity shops. I managed to find some black merino in one charity shop, and then I went to the Range, which is a big shopping place here in the UK, and I got some merino from there for £1. It were on sale. But there's a couple of buys I've got from other places. This was from the Range as well. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I quite like the look of it, so we shall see. Haven't yet decided, so yeah, looking forward to seeing what I can create with that. Then I have this. How the hell I'm going to use it, I don't know, because it's not actually wound up in a ball, it's like a roll. So, but it should be fun to use. And it's called a sweet roll from Premier Yarns, and it's in like a purple. It's in like several different shades of purple. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing what I can create with that as well. From the reviews I found on the product itself, I did see that one of the reviewers created a scarf and hat with this. Don't know if I'll be able to do the same, but I am looking forward to seeing what it comes up through as. Should be fun, but I do like that. I've also got these two, and I've got these for a specific reason. There's a YouTube channel, again I'll link her up in the iCard, called Chemknits. I think she's a chemist that also does a lot of yarn work, and she dyes a lot of her stuff with food dye. But you can only do it with natural fibres. So I have 100% wool yarn here. It's 100 grams. It should have been £9, but it was £3. So that should be quite fun to have a play with. Like I say, it's one of those things that I do really want to have a play with dyeing my own yarn. So like I say, this is 100% wool, so it's a good thing to start with. This one says it was cotton, but I have to figure out how to translate it because it's not in English. It does say milk cotton on it, so hopefully it should work. It does feel pretty soft. It's from China. So I found that before I found this. But like I said, the other one should definitely take it. But this one's worth having a go at. But I think it's a mix. But I think you can still dye mix it. They're just won't be as saturated as 100%. And the colours I've got is violet purple and red berry. So those are the colours there. So they should be fun to try as well, but it's one of those I think that's one thing I'm going to wait till my mum's over at the end of next month to have a play with. Then we have something else I've been playing with. It is a bit fiddly because it is only small, which is if you've ever watched one of my other videos on my other channel, you'll know that I love the symbol, the triquetra, so I found out how to crochet one. That's the bigger one. I can't find the other ones just at the moment, and that's using this one, which is the same make as the blue that I'm using for the blanket. I have about 6 or 7 different colours in this, but yeah, that's the triquetra. And it is a really easy pattern, and I really do like it because the join's here, so it's hidden behind another part of the thing. So those are my current projects. Like I said, there is another blanket, but I guess the progress on that isn't any different than the last one. Just thinking, is there anything else? Sorry about my phone. Is there anything else? Oh yes. I've got 2 other projects to start, and then I'll go on to a few podcasts that I watch on the regular. Right. Thank you. Right, I was hoping to do this, which is a fillet crochet pattern, but I was trying to do it in corner to corner, but because that is just all black, I was struggling to see how many squares it was, so I've now changed it from that one to this one, which is the Gallifrey symbol, and these for the other half. So I've done that, but I've translated it to corner, which is here. So, and this was found on Ravelry, I think. It's a nice pattern, but like I said, they aren't exactly the easiest patterns to read, or some of these. So like I said, I've done it in corner to corner because I like the way corner to corner sits, and how it can be used as a blanket. Whereas fillet crochet, because it's got holes in it, because you've got one square that's solid, one square that isn't, one square that's solid, one square that isn't. It can be a bit, I don't know, I prefer corner to corner because it's solid, if that makes sense. And the colours I'm using for the blanket is this for the background, which is essentially the TARDIS colour, and then I have this, a silver, for the symbol itself. Like, it's a grey, but it's like it's closest I could get to silver. So that's the project, and I have this to do for my friend's daughter. So that's got all the wool in it, safety eyes, all the yarn I need, and then the patterns in this magazine. So that should be good to have a play with. I do love making things for people, it's fun, and this is a book that I really have been enjoying using. It really does make me smile, and it's quite helpful. So it gives you everything you could ever want and more. It really is. I got it in the sale. It's Easy World Crochet Handy Step-by-Step Guide. This is in British terminology. Just double check if it has the American terminology at the side, because I know my magazines do. No, it doesn't. it doesn't have the American terminology inside, but I do know my magazines, because they have the stitches at the back. Chain. Yeah, that's what I like. Just a treble crochet US term double. So it is quite handy that they do that, but like I say, with these, with the books, because it's a British book, I think that's why they don't have it in American terms. So it's easily done, because you just look it up and look up the different terms, how the terms differ. Podcasts. There is 3 I watch, but 1 I don't watch religiously, whereas the other 2 I do. As soon as they come up, it's like, I'm watching it, which is the Crafty podcast from the Corner of Craft. Hannah, she's a lovely girl. She's a fellow Brit, but she lives in Germany with her other half at the moment. I think she said she's returning back here to the UK next year or later this year. But she's awesome. She's wacky. She's wonderful. She's awesome. She does a lot of knitting. She does seed bead charms. She does lots of different tutorials, and she calls the work in progress hauls and a half objects. Works in progress whips, and then she calls her half objects hauls. She's a lovely gal. Then there's the Yarn Hoarder. She's an American lass, married. I think she's got 2 kids. One that's in his, I think he's about 17, and a daughter that's about 14. She's lovely. I can sympathise with her, because she's got quite puffy hair, which I used to have, but now because I tied up so much, it's not as bad. But yeah, she's a lovely lass as well. I'll try and link both their channels up above for you to go and check them out. Those are mainly the main ones I watch religiously. I am trying to find other ones as well, and hopefully go from there. I am hoping to set up a Facebook group and a Ravelry group shortly for this channel, and I will do that shortly. Once I do that, I will pop them down in the description of this one and my first podcast. And I'm hoping, I did try and do some tutorials over the weekend, however, because my tripod broke, I was trying to use the selfie stick, but because I had the selfie stick wedged between my legs, it was constantly wiggling, so I couldn't. But I have an idea to try again, using the table I sometimes use to record, and some paper and stuff. So stick with me, there will be some tutorials, because the first ones I want to do is the basics, but do one video for the UK terms and one video for the US, because you do get a lot of people that come over to how to basic, and then they say, well, that's not the right term for that. And it's like, yeah, but in the UK it is, but in America it's a different thing. It can get confusing. Why they change the terms, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, that's my video for today. Hopefully on the next podcast in a couple of weeks, I'll be able to show you the completed scarves, because I'm hoping to have them done pretty soon, because the pink one I only started a couple of days ago, and like I say, I'm a third of the way through. As soon as I finish that one, I'll start on my best friends, and then once I've done that one, I'll do the unicorn, and then once I've done that, I can then finish the blanket and start the Doctor Who blanket, because I want to get these other ones done and dusted, because they're for gifts. If you have any podcasts that you think I should have a look at, leave them down in the description before. I will also leave a link up in the iCards to my other channel, my main channel, which actually explains why I'm a big lady. There's I'm not lazy, honestly. There is medical reasons behind it, and it's quite complicated. So I will leave that up above as well. Like I say, if you've got any questions, queries, leave them down below, and I will check in with you soon. Bye!